YouTubers, my Cruz here with a quick video titled How to Banish a Hex Spell. So before I got into spirituality and became a mystic, I was kind of spooked about the whole voodoo community and the whole magic community. You know, I've kind of brought into the stories about how people can kill people with their thoughts and how they can take different strands of hair and hex and curse people, or how they can get people to become possessed and become their slave, and they can get them to do what they want. Okay, and so in this video I'm kind of debunk a lot of things that you've probably heard about hexing and cursing, and then what I'm going to do is recommend a spell and or ritual that you can do if you feel as if you've been hexed. So stay tuned. In my other article, 6 Things Only Real Spellcasters Know, I talked about spell casting and magic, particularly people like myself, people of color, who happen to practice happen to be involved rather, in a lot of African derived religions. All right, and so there is this huge misconception, so to speak, when it comes to people of color, that we're wicked and that we're evil and that we curse and hex people. And people fail to realize that all the hexing and cursing really comes from slavery. You know, the cursing and hexing was a retaliation method to allow us to fight back against very cruel and very oppressive masters. Okay, and so the whole idea of cursing for retaliation and cursing just out of pure spitefulness and evilness has come from the result, or has come as a result of slavery, as a result of colonization, as a result of witch hunts. All right. Before this period of time, people who were practitioners of magic did curse people. However, they were also healers. Okay, and so a person wouldn't curse a person wouldn't curse another individual unless they could heal them as well. Remember in my other video I said I talked about magic and medicines are the same thing. Cursing and healing go hand in hand as well. Okay, and so what they would do is they would go and they would do a divination, and they would decide, okay, what's the best course of action here. They will then do a divination and decide what's the best course of action here, and then they will read the tarot cards or the cowrie shells or the Odu or whatever divination system they were using, and they would determine how they were going to curse this person. They would determine how long they were going to curse this person. They were going to see who was affected. Okay, and they were going to basically give him a time frame. Hey, listen, we're going to curse this person. If he doesn't learn his lesson, then he's going to be cursed for another 5 years. Okay, and so the reason why they curse people is that there were certain people who just didn't contribute to the society. There were people who were just menaces to society. You know, rapists, pedophiles, you know, people who were just the scum of the earth. All right, and so they would curse this person, remove him from society, remove her from society as a protective measure. Okay, they were serving the community by getting rid of all the filth, getting rid of all the junk, getting rid of all the, you know, the people who weren't providing to the community as a whole. Okay, and so what they did was they created a checks and balances and make sure there wasn't a bunch of corrupted, nasty, ugly people running around. All right, and then they would say, listen, you know, if I curse you, you know that I curse you, and you have to learn a certain lesson. Okay, and so when they learn that lesson, the curse begins to retract, and then they become stronger. You know, they become stronger than what they were before. So that's how it works in our ancestors' day. And you know, there's people who are like thinking, okay, in my Cruz, I know a lot of people who curse just because they feel like it. And you know something, I know people like this too. And so when we get into cursing and hexing, there's some people who are here to curse and heal. Okay, I'm not saying that everybody who does it is bad, or everyone who does it is misusing their power. I'm not saying that. I truly believe that there are some people who are in magical practices who have the ability to curse and heal. They're here as a checks and balance, to provide a checks and balance. They're here to protect and serve the community. They're here to make sure that it doesn't get overrun with criminals and all kinds of immoral characters, so to speak. Okay, I truly believe that. Now, I also believe that there's some people who are just out of their mind crazy, and they want to curse somebody out of the means of retaliation. They want to curse somebody because they feel like it. They want to curse somebody because they were hurt and they feel like they want to get back at other people. Okay? And so if that's the case, if you feel as if you're one of those people, then you kind of have to understand how the curse works. Okay? How the curse works. And so the reason why curses are so hard to break is that they actually spread throughout your whole body like a virus. And I go over generational curses in other videos and how they work and how you can break them. But anywho, I wanted to explain to you how curses and hexes work throughout your body. The first thing you have to understand is that your body is actually a community of people. Okay? A community of people. Each cell in your body is a person. Okay? You have 50 trillion cells. Each cell in your body is a person. And the reason why I say that is because if I were to take any of your fingernail clippings, if I were to take any of your blood, if I was to take anything that was part of your body, I would be able to hex you and curse you with those things. Okay? Because the cells that live outside of your body are a representation of yourself. Okay? So in the metaphysical world, this is called fractals. Self-similarity on all levels. Okay? And that's the reason why back in the day people could take your hair and take all kinds of stuff and use those things to curse you and hex you. And people do that in other magical practices as well. Anywho, let me not digress. And so you have 50 trillion cells. Each cell is a person. Each cell is an actual person. All right. And so each cell has a job to do. Your skin cells have the job of shedding skin. Your lungs have the job of breathing in oxygen. Your sperm cells have the job of fertilizing the egg, so on and so forth. Okay. And so what happens with a hex or a curse, it disrupts the community. All right, it disrupts the community. And so what happens is that your skin cells stop doing their job. Your, sperm cells stop doing your job. Your lung cells stop doing their job. And so what happens? You have a system within you that just implodes. Okay? Just implodes, just falls apart. This is why when people get hexed, they start to experience terrible health. Their health goes. Then they have issues with their finances. Then they have issues with love and relationships, strews of bad luck. Okay? Because basically, what's happening is that they're attacking your body and you're attacking your auric field. And all your cells are starting to just not do their jobs. They're just, boycotting, not coming to work, so on and so forth. They're not doing their jobs. And so when you have enough of your cells that are not working to full capacity, your body cannot sustain itself and it begins to break down. Okay? So what you have to do if you want to be able to break a hex is that you're going to have to bring that balance back to your community, which is your body. You're going to have to go into the actual process of recalibrating. And this is going to take time. Don't think you're going to be able to do this once and it's going to work. You have to go through the process of recalibrating and getting your body back in tune, getting your community to work as one all over again. Okay? And so that's what you can do if you feel as if you were cursed and the person was just being malicious and mean and there was really no reason for it, which does happen. Now, if you feel like you were cursed and that person who cursed you because you had to learn a lesson, you got to really sit back and think about what that lesson is. You gotta sit back and think about what that lesson is. And then once you begin to learn that lesson and you begin to understand, okay, listen, I'm going to make serious amends to change, you'll start to feel the curse retracting, and you'll get stronger and stronger. And you'll see little things that happen in life where something, I can see that this curse is now leaving me. Okay? And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to recommend an actual ritual that you can do if you feel as if you were cursed for no reason. All right? And so you can do this to kind of recalibrate your body and bring it back to its homeostasis. I work with healing stones. And the reason why I want you to work with healing stones is because healing stones have a great deal of properties that can help you recharge your batteries. They can help you recharge your chakras. Okay? I guess the metaphysics would say that a healing stone, some of these stones were actually used to charge the city of Atlantis. Okay, so they have a lot of power, a lot of battery, a lot of juice. Okay, so you're going to need that to be able to get your body, the community within your body, to get back to that point of homeostasis. All right, and so here's what you're going to do. You're going to use a black tourmaline stone for grounding. Okay, we got to get you back grounding, get you back grounded. You're going to place a crystal cola stone on your first chakra. You're going to place a cornelian stone on the sacral chakra, which is your second chakra. You're going to place a jasper stone on your solar plexus chakra, which is your third chakra. A rose quartz on the heart chakra, which is your fourth chakra. Place an amber stone on the throat chakra, which is your fourth chakra here. Place a mobite stone on the brow chakra, which is your chakra here. You're going to place a citrine stone on your crown chakra. Okay, and so what you're going to do is you're going to just get in the habit of meditating. Get in the habit of meditating with all the chakras, with all the stones balanced to your chakras. And you want to lay down when you do this. And it might be hard for you to actually place the crown chakra, the stone on your crown chakra, but you got to improvise. And so you want to lay down when you do this and just kind of feel your energy kind of coming back, recalibrating. I had worked with a gentleman, and he was telling me awful stories about how he was hexed, and he felt all this energy being drained. He just felt his energy being drained, and he had to figure out a way to kind of get his energy back. And so what you can do is you can kind of depend on the stones to come in and heal those cells that are not working, not doing their job, to kind of bring the community within your body back together and working in unison and working as one. Okay, and don't just do this once and be like, oh, it didn't work. It's a process. You got to do it numerous times. All right. And just keep doing it, and you're going to feel better. And what's going to happen is you're going to start to break the hex, and you're going to be more powerful. It's about all this is that if you do it right, then you're going to send all that negative energy that was sent to you back to sender. Well, that's the best part of this. Okay. All right, so guys, if you want to read this full ritual and get this full spell, you can do it by going to my website, clairvoyantmagic.com. If you like this video, you can give me a thumbs up.